If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. If you enjoy my main channel content, go to the link in the description to the Spidey Cat. Grumpy Kong.
Is responsible for subterranean info gathering,
Fan art.
while Void Kong is in charge of the whole
True.
company.
Are they... Nintendo, what are you doing? What is happening?
Dude, they always gotta do this,
Like,
man.
if you're gonna do this, just give us a Zelda maker. I mean, this is the problem.
Those look good.
This is the problem. You can make cool stuff, but you can't use it in game. That's the problem with this.
Yeah, if you could use it, if they did something where you could style and use something in game, that would be sick.
Yeah, like that's what you should
That's a
do.
good point.
That might be what they're testing. So players, don't be criticizing, or else
Yeah.
they'll never use it.
Yep,
Just
they'll
like
never
with
use
the
it
Zelda
again.
dungeon builder
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, yeah.
Sure look to
That
suit
is-
the situation.
Good angle.
What? Okay, well, definitely not gonna keep that in.
Chest buried in the ground,
Angle,
and you might receive a treasure
or we'll
from
censor it
the
and make it the
location of
intro.
vanadium gems or fossils. Their locations will be marked on your map. Pretty
DK
helpful for
going,
finding
you gonna see
collectibles.
DK Banana.
You can
Yep,
also see
definitely
which
also doing that too.
you collected. Make it
That
easy
too.
to see how close you are to completion.
This is a family
There's
channel.
plenty more to do
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
underground
yeah,
world when not adventuring. Need a rest? Carve out a space and enjoy
It's
a
like, let's at
meal.
least be subtle with it. Let's at least be subtle with
That's
it.
subtle.
And enjoy
Banana.
listening to good music play.
That's not subtle. A love is stronger than a golden banana.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Game Dudes Podcast. I'm Brent.
I'm
And
Spidey.
we're back here because my apartment's 90 degrees.
Yes.
So,
We basically have an easy setup here anyways, so we have everything hooked up. But we got quite a few things to talk about. But I
You
want to
start.
lead with
Yeah.
the biggest one,
okay.
which is the PlayStation 6. So I'm not going to pop it up here because of time.
Wait, what do you mean?
I'm saying, like, look at the article. I'm saying, like, popping it up here. I may pop it up in post, but I'm not going to, like, pop it up.
Oh, it's just an article? It's not like a...
Yeah, it's an article. So I figured we'd rather have a reaction if there's something to actually see. So
What does it say?
I want to see what the president exactly says.
Okay.
So
Probably a handheld.
probably is. All right. So
Also, how well is the Switch 2 selling? I'm curious about the numbers right now. You think it's better than the Switch 1? We can check that after your article.
yeah. After the article.
Just 'cause I'm
So
curious.
essentially, what this guy's doing, he's just saying,
Yeah.
he's trying to say, he said the stability of network infrastructure is beyond Sony's control, which,
What does he mean by that?
like, I guess cloud gaming. He's trying to be into, like, he's like trying to address cloud gaming and stuff. And
What does that mean?
it seems like
Is he saying that, like, if it's bad, it's your internet's fault, basically?
Yes, yeah. So people are complaining, and
Yeah, but
they're
that's how
telling him,
cloud
he's
gaming
like,
works, though. Like,
he's like, hey, he's trying to do damage control. Essentially, he's saying, hey, cloud gaming, it's not our fault.
But what does this have to do with PlayStation 6?
And then he said, now he's bringing up,
Dude, cloud gaming, it is... What? Whose else's fault would it be? It's got to be the person's internet you're using.
No, I agree.
If your internet sucks, cloud gaming is gonna suck. Although Xbox's wasn't too bad, but my internet was also really good back then.
But he's also stating something that people prefer. He's emphasizing for the future that people prefer, local games. You could just play your games locally instead.
Of course.
Instead of just,
of course, yeah.
He's basically saying he's damage controlling, but also
I'm confused. Were people complain? What were the complaints?
it's probably, my guess is it's from that cloud PlayStation thing.
The
That's
portable,
probably where this
the
is
PlayStation
coming
Portable.
from.
Well, that was
Yeah.
a stupid idea.
I'm assuming when he's talking
If you're
about
gonna make a handheld, make a system. Don't make a stupid mirror. Like that was just. I mean, don't get me wrong. I can see if you have good internet why it's cool, but like, just
I think that's really what he was saying, is that they're going to try to emphasize,
make it better.
try to, like, just maybe not bring consoles into cloud gaming is what he's saying. Like regular consoles, like theirs. He'd prefer to just like
Good.
make games locally. That's all you're gonna get from him, though, future wise for the system. Unfortunately, he didn't
So
announce.
6 isn't going to have like a. It's
Yeah.
not going to be based on cloud.
I don't think it's going to be based on cloud gaming or anything. Like they're not going to.
So we don't know anything
show
about it.
for it. Unfortunately, we don't. He just said, "Hey, for the future," but then the
Okay, but that's
clickbaiters
interesting
came in.
though because that portable idea I thought was like kind of lame anyway.
Well, yeah, because the thing is,
The internet has to be incredible.
Your
Which
internet
most
has to be
people don't have
incredible.
like the kind of internet you'd need to smoothly cloud game.
no. You're basically asking for. In some ways, you might need fiber, like fiber internet,
Well,
not just like copper.
I had a gig and I was using Wi-Fi, gig down, which Xfinity was a little less, so it was probably like
which like it helps,
850 to
but
900, but I was supposed to be a gig every time.
It's still
And Xboxes worked incredibly.
well. That's because
Better than I
Microsoft
expected it to.
also Microsoft kind of founded this entire thing. That's
Mm.
the thing, yeah. Microsoft and Apple, both of them together, because Steve Jobs worked on the Windows with Bill Gates. So, but I guess what I'm saying is I don't really understand why they made the portal.
No, me neither.
Like I get what they're trying to do. They're
People-
trying to hop in.
It's
on
kind of
it.
like a shortcut, handheld shortcut, so they didn't really have to make a handheld, really.
No, you don't have
I mean,
to.
they
make a handheld
did.
at all.
But it's like
Yeah, you basically all you have to do.
if the place you're at doesn't have good internet, then it doesn't
Yeah, it's terrible.
matter.
It's literally terrible.
Honest, so what's the point? People were saying they bought it to play in their bed, like a bunch of people, and they like loved that reasoning for it. And I was like,
And I'm like, dude,
just move your PlayStation into your room. Like you
Agreed.
don't have to. You can
agreed.
play your
I have to
PlayStation from your bed.
lug this console up and into my room.
I swap my consoles different spots in my house all the time.
I just
it's
don't.
so fast.
I just don't understand it. I mean, dude, it's the same. I mean, now that you have a laptop, it's even easier. Like you don't even
with
need.
now with my laptop, yeah,
you don't even
100%.
need. Like what's funny
But
is
I've been
you,
playing my like Mario Kart. I'll slap it onto my TV. I'll slap it
Yeah.
onto my gaming chair area. Like
but you're not thinking.
even with my Xbox, I did that. Like it's not
No,
hard.
it's not hard
pick
to
them up,
do.
and it's not worth the price. How much were those?
I'll look up the cloud. I gotta look that up. The freaking PS.
I think they're like what 200 something bucks.
PS.
I thought if they're more than 200, that's absurd.
handheld. So it's the Portal. I want to see how much the Portal is since it flopped horribly.
Oh, so the Portal flopped. What a surprise!
I'm sure it did. Well, considering they're getting complaints about that for the next thing, so it's like $200.
Okay, that's still a lot, but that's not a bad price.
It's $200
honestly.
for nothing, though. Essentially, that's the unfortunate part. Is you're basically paying for a brick.
People need to chill. Most people don't have good enough stuff to do cloud stuff.
No, most
So-
people don't.
So that's where it's like,
Chill with the cloud
Wait.
stuff.
wait.
I mean, you've got a long time before people
Yeah.
can really
Like I said,
play that stuff.
even in I think cloud gaming is interesting. So I was like,
It is
I always
interesting.
try stuff out. I'll
It's-
never like,
It's not like you're investing in it.
I would never pay money. I did a free trial for Google Stadia just to try it. And on our fast internet, wasn't terrible. Now, if you're playing online games, it's the worst thing ever. But if you're playing like single player games, not terrible.
Yeah, it's okay.
PlayStation Portable, though, needed to be connected to your PlayStation.
Yeah, that's
So your PlayStation had to be on. So it wasn't really its own thing.
no. It's essentially just a brick.
Like the
it's an
Xbox
accessory. It's a
handheld-
Wii U gamepad.
The Xbox handheld seems way cooler than
It's kind of like a Wii U gamepad in a way.
PlayStation stuff.
The Portal is, which is weird. Like with cloud gaming, if you took the gamepad and integrated cloud gaming into it, you have
And the Xbox thing's going to have
that.
Steam and like it's going to be crazy. The
yeah, it's going to be
Xbox handheld-
nuts. Yeah, they're going to allow you to use Steam on an Xbox. Yeah.
Now it's got to be better than like the Steam Deck. It's got to be a lot better.
Well, yeah, because Microsoft themselves, the people who gave, like I said, once the person who provides the service starts making stuff, the people who are benefiting from the service are essentially not going to have as good a stuff.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah. It is a fact.
That's like, I mean, the person made, it's Microsoft. The amount of resources they have, I mean, every computer in this household is a Windows.
No, not every.
Except like the one Mac I have upstairs.
Did Faith sell her Mac
Yeah.
book?
She didn't keep any of that stuff, I don't think. It's just, I'm just saying, they're the number one provider. That's what they are.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gaming, absolutely.
And
Okay, so we don't
and
really
a lot
know
of other
anything
stuff.
about PlayStation 6
and
besides
a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying Mac does have good things about it.
And people are like, but only art can be used on Mac.
Which isn't true. I'm just saying that if you're a gamer, Mac is just always a bad idea.
Yeah.
Always.
Or if you want to make a game, don't use.
So you're basically, if you're picking a Mac, you're just limiting yourself. Or if you're pissing,
Yo.
if you're picking a PC, you're not limiting yourself in any capacity.
No.
Like none. Because DaVinci, I don't care what people say, DaVinci's
DaVinci
not
has
hard to
overtaken
use
every
and
single.
is good.
It's overtaken all video editing softwares. This video is going to be edited in DaVinci, if there is any editing.
And it's affordable. It gets a lot of money, but it's still pretty affordable.
Yeah, especially for the subtitle feature is the coolest thing ever, man.
Yeah.
I'm able to like generate
It's
subtitles.
crazy.
Masking is insane. AI masking.
The keying stuff. I remember when I was learning keying when I was doing one of my videos,
Yeah, keying's pretty.
and it was not nearly as hard, like, as I thought.
Every other editing software I used for like pre-keying stuff was pretty difficult. Final Cuts was also pretty easy.
Final Cuts looked like the easiest I've ever seen.
But I will say,
It was actually insane how easy.
Once you get the hang of it, here's what's nice about
But you don't need it. You don't need that. You don't need a Mac to do that.
Well, here's what's nice about DaVinci. First off, as we're tangenting, but I'll say first off, Final Cut, you had to go all the way down here. You can see this. You had to go to a corner to push a keyframe button for everything. In DaVinci, you have a side panel with keyframes right next to the for every single property, rotation, transform, all that stuff.
So to transition back, we don't know anything about PlayStation.
No.
We just know that they're
I guess
stepping away from the cloud gaming.
in some ways,
it's not going to be like a big gimmick thing they're going to do.
It was kind of a clickbaity article, unfortunately. Sort of, because that is important to know that they're stepping away from that because they were
that's
really,
not a click.
they were
That's
going
good.
way
I like
heavy
that.
into that.
I'm not surprised it failed. Dude, can you see how much the Switch 2 has sold?
Yeah, let's see.
Like, did it beat the Switch 1, I guess, is my question. Because if it did,
Switch
with that price, that is a little wild.
Versus
You know what I mean?
2 sales. Yeah, we're gonna see if it actually beat it.
I doubt it did, but people were hyped and waited a long time, so I don't know.
All right, so I want to actually see the frickin' comparison. This is what's annoying. All right, don't care about that. Okay, so where is this frickin' thing? This one, 2 point.
And honestly, if the Switch 1 wasn't such a solid price for the time.
All right, I'm just gonna look up how much did Switch 1 sell. Switch 1 sell, and then I'm gonna.
If it wasn't
how much
like
did Switch 2 sell.
If Switch 1 wasn't so such a solid price, I don't think people would have even cared that the Switch 2 is so expensive because we're just comparing it to the last one,
Yeah.
But
I mean, right now it's still way above it, like way above it in terms of
in the
sales.
same time frame or just in general?
Just in general.
Well, obviously, Switch has been out
Obviously
for 10
in
years.
general, but it's like
I'm talking about the
100
opening numbers.
The opening numbers. Okay. Yeah, so we got 3.5 million worldwide for the first 4 days of Switch 2.
Okay, 3.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pop it up on the screen for you folks, and then oh my gosh, my brain, after studying how to Switch to sell in opening week. So the Switch 1. Yeah, the original Switch, 1.5 million, so it did double. It did double it. But you also have to think about it.
Dude, I
though.
thought it was going to be less.
But you got to
Or
think
not
about
less,
it.
but closer.
You got to think about it because, first off, it was an original concept. Like, the first concept set, I mean, dude, people were burned by the Wii U. That's exactly, and people might have looked at Switch 1 and thought in their heads.
That's my thought too.
Hey.
Was like because they didn't know the Switch 1 was going to be so fun.
They were thinking this is going
they
to
were
be
kinda
terrible.
like, yeah, whatever.
Oh, it's like a Wii U again. This is the Wii U again.
I just saw someone on the internet say that they thought Wii U was underrated and it was amazing.
When it comes to how you can mod it, yeah, it was the easiest Nintendo.
Can you give me a handful of those pretzels?
Basically, the only reason why Nintendo, people liked the Wii U was because you could mod it. That's the only reason. It was the easiest console to mod. You could put any game on it. Like it was easier than the Switch 1 and 2 to crack. That's the only reason why most people would say that. If you have a Wii U now, you probably modded it. That's literally how.
Still, I think it was garbage, but personally.
and I will say the Virtual Console was better than what we got for Switch, where you could actually own your retro games. And buy them.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
the thing. But we had that. The original Wii had that. So it doesn't really. When people bring that up as a.
I definitely like the Wii more than the Wii U.
Yes.
Personally.
But the Wii U was also. First off, they named it the Wii U. Like it was an accessory. It was going to fail regardless. I mean, when you call something.
So it was just a handheld thing?
People thought it was an accessory. That's why it sold so badly. It was a whole console. Like you had this little box.
Wait, was the Wii U just? Did it come with a system, or was it?
It
Just
came
a
with the
handheld
system.
thing?
It came with the system.
right, okay,
but
that's what I
people thought. I guess I'm saying to clarify. People thought it was. People straight up thought it was a
Accessory?
freaking. They thought it was an accessory, and it's like, how do you think that's an accessory? Like, why would they make an
I would have done
accessory?
better if it was just a random handheld add-on to the Wii. honestly.
Or just make another DS, dude. You could have just made another DS.
Or it could have waited and just released the Switch.
Yeah.
Spent more
But they
time on the
didn't.
Switch.
But I get why they did it, because they were practicing. They were figuring out how this stuff works.
Oh yeah, with the handheld. Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, yeah, they for sure were.
It was a prototype. That's the thing. It was straight up a prototype, which I would say I wouldn't have sold the prototype. I would have probably kept it in-house, instead of just throwing it out to the public and being like, hey, you want it? No, you don't do that. In fact, you get a couple play testers like they used to back in the day. They play the Wii, the Wii U, and if they think it's bad, you don't release it. That's how you do it. You bring it to investors.
Yeah.
And then you say, hey, is this good enough to release? But they must
So
not
they were
have.
probably like, okay, we didn't like the Wii U, so they weren't as hyped.
Yeah.
The Switch 2 selling that much, that's a ton.
Because the Switch 1 was so good
Yeah,
that
yeah.
people were
I understand
like...
that, but I'm
to-
saying
to
that
these
is
people,
not what I
To
thought.
these people, yes.
That is not what I thought it was going to be. It's not about. It's about what I'm saying is with the price point
Yeah, dude.
and all the drama,
I mean,
it sold double.
dude, if
Over double.
if mobile
what the Switch one
games can sell, like, if whales can fund mobile games, then people can come over and, like, throw their bodies at the Switch, too.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
I guess I'm saying, like, it's a similar
Well, I'm
concept
saying the
where...
big thing was everybody was like, I mean, unanimously,
just kind of saying,
Unanimously.
hey, dude, this is terrible.
Rainfire, wow. Unanimously,
dude,
people
my
were like,
brain's not-
oh, what?
My brain's not working either,
People
to
were
be
like,
honest.
oh, dude, this is too much. Let's all band together. No, this is ridiculous. They were more upset about the game price than the console
Well, think about
price.
how many people complain about microtransactions on games, and they still play those and buy so many things. That's what I'm trying to say. Is
Well, I mean, if you don't, as long as you don't have to buy them, like who cares?
people
if there's
complain
microtransactions?
about stuff and say they don't want it,
Then they do it.
and then they do it. Like every
you're right.
time, people say that they don't freaking stick with what some people do. Some people do, and that's not me saying like, oh. Now I will say the Whalers. You're kind of asking. That's a little bit. That's where I get into sketchy territory. But the Switch 2, it's like, okay, if you were a fan of the Switch, you bought the Switch 2. That's just how it goes. The people that, the
No,
people.
I know. It's not about. I'm not trying to get back into it. I'm just saying, I didn't think it was going to be that much more. That much. That's a lot
Oh,
more
agreed.
than the Switch One.
It's like.
But will it over time? Because, like you said, a lot of it is because the Switch One people love, so they're like, okay, people have been hyped for the Switch 2 for a long time. Now, over time, will it beat it in sales? Because the Switch 1 was still selling well even up
Yes.
until the Switch 2 coming out.
I'm just shocked the DS and the PS2 are still like at the top of the echelons of like
The DS,
this
the original
stuff.
DS?
Yeah, like the DS Lite, I think, or 3D DS Lite. Yeah, DS Lite was huge. It was like an explosion of a success story. People still bought it.
I was thinking it was going to be a similar number to Switch 1 or Switch 1.
Same. I thought it'd be a little.
Just because of all the freak out, but I should have known.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's because people can't. They take their
I'm
wallets.
all about.
They can't not spend their cash
I'm all about Switch 2.
on this.
I'm all about Switch 2. Like, at some point, I might buy one. It really just depends. Like, really, it would take.
It has to be something really.
It would
cool.
take a insane Black Friday deal for me to pick it up. The Switch 2, I mean.
Yeah, they basically have to give it to you.
And then I would need like a Pokemon game on it. Otherwise, like solely on it. Otherwise, I
would need a good
wouldn't
Zelda, and I also not only that, I wouldn't just need a.
I would
good
probably
Zelda.
need a good Zelda.
I would
too.
need a good Zelda. I would need Luigi's Mansion 4. I would need a lot of things. Like I would need maybe an Advance Wars Days of Ruin remake.
That'd be
I'm saying all these are combining. I would need a new 3D Mario platformer. What else? Not Smash, because I think
I honestly
don't think we need
care
another.
about. I wouldn't even buy a new Smash game.
So that's
honestly.
four.
Personally.
That's what am I doing? That's 4 things. 4 things I would need for me to be like, whoa, I really want to get this.
Yeah, I would need a good Zelda game.
I need a really a phenomenal.
The only
Zelda
way I would
game.
get it for just a Pokemon game is I would have to know that Pokemon game was insane. So I would still wait. Like, I wouldn't buy it because a Pokemon game was coming out. I would buy it if I knew that next Pokemon game was actually
coming
really
out
good Pokemon.
and really good.
Yeah.
Also,
So I wouldn't even buy it till like.
I'll even add
years down
Pokemon
the
to
line.
it. I'll even add Pokemon to it because here's the thing: I want to, and I mean a Pokemon game that's well constructed, has a good art style, has a good story, has good has a good cool new Pokemon designs that are actually good.
I wonder if there's any used Switches. Like used Switch 2s. Because I know there's going to be scalpers.
Dude, I'm sure. I looked up eBay just for like a Switch, and it was like $600 a Switch 2.
So more than.
I'll even do a
That's scalper
general.
price.
I'll even do a general price check.
It's really early. So like obviously
Well, I'm curious.
people are just trying to sell brand new ones for more expensive.
Switch.
Just so you can get one.
2. I'm curious as to what.
$600. What the frick?
Yeah, 1,000 for this one.
Dude, you could that's crazy because one thing I'll give them for the Switch 2 is they did pretty good with the actual supply we got.
574. Like I'm saying like of all prices, it's
That's
not.
scalper a-holes.
I
That's
agree.
not even,
I agree. It's not. I'm saying like of all the ones that I've seen,
dude,
it's
the
like
thing
that's
my
the
buddy
lowest you're
didn't
gonna
care about the
get.
Switch 2 at all, went to Costco and they just had them. Like what I'm saying is they did a good job
keeping supply.
up. Whereas the Switch 1 it was like you couldn't get a good Switch 1 for remember?
Agreed,
It was
yeah.
scalpers swiping that up like
And
crazy.
I got it on launch. Unfortunately, I wish I never would have bought it. To be honest, I wish I never would have bought it. Like as sad as that is, I wish I never would have bought it until Luigi's Mansion 3 came out. I wish I would have never bought it for. It's just dust. It's just dust, man. Dust in the wind. But that ties into this one. So some guys stole $1 million worth of Switch 2s in Colorado from a truck.
Gotta get those
And this guy's saying
big bucks.
the system has already been hard enough to get a hold of.
Or maybe is that just in certain areas? I've never had anybody I know who wanted to buy one had no issues buying one.
Probably in like cities
zero
and stuff.
issues.
It's probably major cities people are talking about.
People were like, someone picked one up at Best Buy that I know. Someone picked one up at GameStop with like no issues. They're like, "Oh, you have them? Oh, cool."
And the authorities are like, tell anyone if you know any information about this, contact us so we can
we
find the
can
Switch
look
thief.
at A new, like a little bit longer of a preview of the DK game. The new Donkey Kong came out.
Oh, really?
You could pick that up too.
That, which is interesting. The DK game, did it come out? Like
No, they're just giving it. Here, look, search it up.
Oh, yeah. I'm
It
gonna
just
have to
they gave
throw
us like a.
this up here
It's
then.
not like an hour. It's not like a super long
Yeah.
thing, but
Well, while you're doing this,
it was
I'm
like
gonna have to
it was like
throw
a slight more deep dive of it. People were saying it looked really good.
Yeah. Where is this?
The only thing people were kind of complaining about was the.
Oh, we got 17 minutes.
The only thing people were complaining about was the
So we're gonna have to throw
his new design, like how he looks.
We're gonna have to go.
Which it is kind of weird. What made them switch his looks? I don't know.
It's supposed to be kind of a throwback to the retro ones.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Window capture.
Wait, that's actually kind of cool.
It's kind of a throwback.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, this is gonna look a little weird because I think I was using it for some weird purposes. Yeah, so like I said, I'm just gonna cut this out.
Whoa, that
There we
does
go.
look incredibly weird.
Yeah, it's strange. It's acting a little weird. Come on. Yeah, what the crap?
Do you have the screen, the resolution weird on that window?
No, thankfully. Oh, it must be. Yeah. So I have to bring it all the way out. Yeah, that's freaking. OBS is weird, man. OBS is interesting.
All right.
So we're gonna have to throw the desktop audio on. I want to make sure. So there we go. Yep. Here we go.
Yeah.
We're leaping in. So we got ourselves on the screen and we're ready. Gonna turn this down just in case.
And we can talk. I mean, I don't care if we talk during it.
Yeah, no, I'm only doing that just because.
You can even pause it too, because I think it's if you want to say something.
Oh no, I'm only turning it down because we can artificially adjust it so
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
fine.
just going whoosh,
That's
like
fine.
bleeding
That's fine.
into our.
He actually doesn't look that bad.
No,
looks
he
good.
doesn't. I think Mario Kart kind of. I think he looks worse than Mario Kart actually. I will say I'd like to see some gameplay.
Interesting music.
Interesting music choice.
I like it. It's more like seems like a more Smash Bros song than a.
Or Mario Odyssey. I mean, it's kind of like Mario
Yeah.
Odyssey where they have
Mario
those
Odyssey is
dramatic.
So good.
I'm sure this is going to be the Mario Odyssey of this series.
Yeah. Dude, this.
I'm hoping that they don't. I'm hoping that it's still DK-ish, gameplay wise.
What was it? Oh,
Pauline,
is that Pauline?
yeah.
Golden
It looked like it.
Bananas, the discovery of the century, made right here on Ingot Isle.
Ingot Isle.
Excellent news for #1 banana fan, Donkey Kong.
Okay, I don't know if number one banana
Just as he's about
fan
to enjoy the notable nanas,
is the best description.
down underground.
I think this is an interesting concept.
As his
Underground.
adventure begins, DK teams up with Odd Rock. But
And that rock is Pauline?
it's
I think it was
nobody
just an
else.
egg
It's
popping.
actually
Oh.
Oh, no.
talented young
I guess
singer
it is
named
Pauline.
Pauline.
They're bringing Pauline into this.
Now, Donkey Kong just wants bananas. Pauline wants to find a way back home to the surface. It's said that one's wish will be granted by reaching the planet core. So the unlikely duo set off on a strange subterranean.
Basically, they're just
adventure.
doing Banjo Kazooie with Donkey Kong, which I would have
The
preferred
story
anyways.
Takes place in the underground world, where the scenery changes the deeper you go.
Yeah, you can tell the Odyssey.
Oh.
Some of the stuff looks
It's
straight
Odyssey. It is Odyssey like.
Some stuff looks straight up reused. The
Yeah.
platforms and stuff. Okay, yeah, that's
Some layers are so
a bit
spectacular
interesting.
that
Damn,
it's
he's gonna
hard
grab my
believe
Switch
you're
too to play
underground.
Odyssey.
DK can run.
DK gonna be bananas.
He gonna be bananas. Bonanza, as you said
Bonanzas.
one time.
Climb through each environment
I will say,
using his incredible physical
it's like
prowess.
it's
This looks pretty cool, man.
it's like Breath of the Wild should have been. It should have just been a Donkey Kong game. Where you
This
just
is gonna be a speedrunner's
Oh yeah, dude.
dream.
Well, dude, the roll was recycled. That was straight up recycled from Odyssey. The roll.
Almost anything in your path, you can smash,
Smash.
crash, and bash.
I will say this looks a lot more interesting.
You can even do
You could make a killer Knuckles game.
Oh,
I'm just
yeah.
saying it right here. With this concept, not necessarily the thing on the back, but like
Easily.
digging underground and stuff. That's
this to a massive rock formation.
oh, dude, the frame drops.
You can even do this to a massive rock formation
Look at that.
if you want. As you barrel through obstacles in your path,
I
you'll
don't-
also collect golden bananas.
Look at this.
To a massive rock
But I
formation.
think they're doing that on
You
purpose.
know, if you
I'm
want.
hoping
speeding it
so.
up. I don't think that
I'm
was-
hoping.
Barrel through
I'm
obstacles in your path,
I'm hoping,
You'll also
but-
collect golden bananas known as Banandium gems. More on
Banandium.
those later.
Okay, this is
Let's take a look at some of the
that was an
things
interesting
this Kong can do.
animation there.
Punch, smash enemies,
Oh,
walls.
like any walls or just certain walls? It has to be certain walls.
It
Right?
might be any.
With incredible force.
If that's the case,
That's the case.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, look at it. You can kind of tell there. I think they're just going for destructible environments. I mean, when you have an art style this simple, you can kind of do that. You know, that's kind of.
Punch. Unleash a powerful punch directly down.
Dude, this is gonna
How
be
deep
really
you punch
good.
into the ground depends on the strength
See,
of the
Nintendo,
terrain.
just do this.
Yes.
Do this.
Yes. Creativity. 3D platformers. Bring them back.
This is what we want to see.
Combine this with punches and
Give me a
jumps
3D
to
Mario
really
game
mix
too,
things up.
please. A new one.
Hand slap.
Hand
Make
slap.
some noise to collect
Hand
scattered
slap.
items. Or
Slap
detect hidden
nuts.
objects
Slap
using sonar.
nuts.
You can even use your feet when your hands
Yeah,
are
that
occupied.
that's
Say
that
it
that
again?
is gonna be the
Tear off.
highlight.
Grab a chunk of
What does he
terrain
say
and-
that guy again?
He's like,
or
yeah,
tear
you
up
slap nuts, and then whoosh.
and take chunks off
Oh,
the
yeah, doesn't he slam a guitar on his
Yeah, he
back?
slams a guitar in his back, which I'm
Oh,
sure that
I love
didn't.
beat.
Grab a chunk and swing
Same
it to a tape.
beat, dude.
Harder
Beat.
chunks can be used to break
Beetlejuice?
stone with
Yeah, dude, beat.
Beat, man.
ease, or smash sticky thorns. Chunk
Slap
jump.
nuts.
Chunk jump.
Use a chunk,
Chunk
to double
jump.
Kind of like Chunky
This will
Kong.
help you reach new heights.
Yeah, no, they're not gonna. I will say, if I was to change one thing, I would add multiple playable
Oh,
characters,
me too, man.
like Donkey Kong 64.
Or aim at a target like this. Throwing a boom rock or gold can have
Boom
this
rock.
A boom
Wow,
rock.
that is so cool.
No, see, this
Throw
is
chunks
innovative
made of softer
design.
material. You can stick them to a surface and pile them up.
Okay.
Yeah,
dude.
speedrunners are gonna have
They're
a
gonna
field
have
day
a
with this.
field day on this. Dude,
See, this is how you make a game.
Speed up and aim for smaller enemies to knock them away. Make music. The power of Pauline's singing will help show you the
So
way.
is this like an Ocarina of Time thing?
It can also
Kinda
remove
looks like it.
these strange seals that someone left behind.
Oh, she talks. You can do it,
Never know
DK.
what you'll discover in the underground world.
They're definitely bringing back the. How many years has it been since 3D Donkey Kong? I think Donkey Kong 64, 90s.
ever, yeah, seriously.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Only took that long for.
The many layers of the underground world are host to a variety
This looks
of habits.
freaking good, bro.
It's like you're taking. Okay, that's yeah. That okay.
and aren't
It's like Madagascar or something.
bothered by
Like
DK's destructive tendencies. It looks like Cranky Kong and his companion Rambi are also venturing through the layers of the world.
if only you could play as Cranky Kong.
True.
Then there are the giant elders who call the underground world home.
These things are
They're
weird
said
looking.
to possess ancient bonanza powers.
Bonanza
Boss
powers.
fights.
Are we doing Shadows of Colossus with DK?
By learning their bonanza powers, Pauline's singing can do something special. She can make Donkey Kong transform.
Oh,
The frick? It's like Sonic all of a
with
sudden.
incredible
Was that air
destructive power.
horns?
She can make Donkey Kong transform.
Literal air
With
horns.
incredible destructive power, even hard terrain poses no problem.
Okay, his butt looks a little bit defined. Look at that. What the frick?
Kong Bonanza.
Why are his cheeks like?
He's caked up.
Why?
Actually,
Plus, DK can
disturbing.
transform into a zebra. He's as speedy as he is striped.
dude,
He
this
can even
looks
breeze over water
so
or
cool.
crumbling pathways.
Yeah, they definitely
Swift
upped
zebra
the initiative
bonanza.
here.
Oh yeah, he can also turn into an ostrich, a flying ostrich.
Well,
Spread
yep,
your
they
wings
definitely
and
gave
soar to the sky.
speedrunners the greatest tool, the flying ostrich. Guaranteed.
Yeah, yeah.
That is what they're going to use the most.
Then drop egg bombs from great heights to send enemies scattering.
How is this going to...
That's right.
That's my problem. How is this going to run this?
Dude, I heard the Switch 2 runs a lot better.
I know, but it's like...
We'll see, though.
Dude, destructible environments.
It's ostrich bonanza.
We'll see. I mean, so far,
Bonanza transformation.
this looks way better than most Switch 1 trailers you see where there's frame drops in the commercial.
Agreed.
This is like actual gameplay, and I haven't seen really any... Okay, well, they kind of slowed that down, though.
Well, we can hope. We can hope they slowed it down.
Because it's running... It's actually running great, it looks like. Which for the Switch is shocking. Dude, the speedrunners are going to lose their minds on
Yeah,
this.
this is going to explode.
Standing in our hero's way is the Void Company, the mightiest
Yep,
mining
clear
operation
Odyssey
above
inspiration.
ground and below. Grumpy Kong works to create gigantic corporate soldiers.
Grumpy Kong.
is responsible for subterranean info gathering,
Fan art.
while Void Kong is in charge of the whole
True.
company. This nefarious crew is responsible for the banana stealing maelstrom on Ingot Isle.
How dare they steal the bananas?
Down to the planet core.
Yeah, she's going to have a lot of fan art. He's just like, bananas! DK's like...
I love how he's like...
Blocked off all the routes to the lower layers, so no one
I like the banana obsession.
Kind of reminds me of Brock.
Yeah, except the thing is,
to face with the enemies guarding these routes.
he's like, every second his eyes just like... There's no moment where he's not...
Powerful foes.
Oh, dude, that's... Dude, that looks crazy.
Giant sinkholes will open, clearing a
I guarantee this is what they're going to base a Donkey Kong movie off of.
found throughout the underground world are golden bananas. Called
A love is
banana
stronger than a
chips.
golden banana.
They're not always
You
visible.
don't remember it, dude?
Sometimes they're buried in the walls.
The I'd shower you.
Coconut
and other
cream
places.
pie.
There are a whole
You remember
bunch to
that,
find.
dude? The golden banana.
You can
They just need to
also
put
team
singing in
by
it,
completing
like from
challenges
Donkey
with
Kong
routes
Oh,
himself.
there's
throughout your
ruins.
adventure.
That's cool.
Challenges include time-limited battles,
This
courses
looks
where you'll need clever solutions.
so good. Now, I've said that a million times,
side-scrolling
but
stages, and more.
They're bringing. Oh no, they're doing the side.
I like
scrolling.
that.
No,
That's classic.
no, please. I guess for this it's
Well, they're saying
okay.
it was in the ruins. But
That's okay. But Sonic is like, stop, please, just make it 3D.
oh, this is like
Try.
old school. Dude, this looks.
Since there hasn't been a, I mean, I don't think Donkey Kong's had a game in general in a while, like an actual new game that isn't just a remake.
This looks phenomenal. I know I keep saying that, but dude.
Collect
It
banana
does.
And there's skill
gems,
points.
You'll gain skill points. These can be
Yep.
used to increase stats. such
Speedrunners
as
are gonna
max
ignore
health
this screen
or the
entirely.
destructive power of your punches. Power up Donkey Kong to match your playstyle. For example, if you strengthen your sonar, you'll be able to detect treasure from further away,
Treasure.
which could lead to new discoveries. Or use skill points
Dude,
to
the
learn
music?
new skills.
I do like the music. I'm glad they didn't change
There
it too
are all
much.
sorts of items to find as you explore. Banandium chips are shaped like slices of banana. and they can be traded for Banadium.
I thought there's no
gems.
reference to Donkey Kong 64, dude. No
These
love.
gold nuggets are
No love.
unsurprisingly called gold. You can exchange gold for useful items at the stuff shop. There are fossils too. You can trade these for different fashions at local style shops.
Nice.
Yeah, of course,
I
dude.
love me some style shops. Not gonna lie to you.
Just
You
go to
love
the
your
closet and
drip?
customize the perfect
Love my
fits
drip.
for Donkey Kong and Pauline.
There's a bit of
Or even
charm.
change up your
Love me
fur
some
coat.
drip.
No look is too much for Donkey Kong, or too little.
I would just go
Almost
naked.
every article
I mean, because
Yeah,
that's
I'd
how
probably do
Donkey
naked
Kong
too.
is.
So mix and match your look to
Let
suit
us-
the situation.
Angle.
What? Okay, well, definitely not gonna keep that in.
Chest buried in the ground,
Angle?
and you might receive a treasure
Or we'll
chest
censor it
with the
and make it the
location of
intro.
vanadium gems or fossils. Their locations will be marked on your map. Pretty
DK
helpful for
going.
finding
You gonna see
collectibles.
DK banana.
You can
Yep,
also see which
definitely also doing that too.
you collected. Make it
That
easy
too.
to see how close you are to completion.
This is a family
There's
channel.
plenty more to do
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
underground world when not adventuring. Need a rest? Carve out a space and enjoy.
It's like, let's at least be subtle with it. Let's at least be subtle with
That's
it.
subtle.
Banana.
Music player.
That's not subtle.
You might even find new discs when defeating enemies.
I like Nintendo's music, but they seem to really.
When it comes to moving between layers,
Dude,
subterranean
DK rap.
eels have
Oh,
your
okay.
back.
Well, they got.
These elevators will help you easily.
Too bad
move
that's the
between
only thing they
layers,
remember
visit at
from
any time.
DK64.
And if you get lost, no need to worry. You can always teleport within the layer you're currently exploring.
Oh,
Teleport.
that's nice.
Teleport.
In photo mode, you can freely change the
This makes me
in-game
want
camera
another
angle and
Sunshine,
other
just seeing
settings
this
to snap
water.
pics.
Another Mario Sunshine.
They really
In a
love.
photo like this,
The photo mode stuff.
or
Yeah.
that.
Like, does anyone really
Unleash your
use
inner
this?
shutterbug and create your own
They're
captivating
definitely
scene
people definitely do.
by
Yeah,
sharing
dude.
the
Oh, no,
Joy-Con
dude. It's
2
huge.
controller
Photo
using
mode's
a
big.
second set. You and a pal can control Donkey Kong and Pauline
AKA Pauline will do nothing.
Co-op play. As Pauline, you can unleash vocal blasts using Joy-Con 2 mouse controls. You can also copy the material of nearby terrain to give your vocals even more texture. By working together, even
So
That's
what
kind of.
what you're saying is the person who gets the second controller
It's basically just playing FPS.
is getting
They're,
screwed out of actually enjoying the game.
tough
Yeah.
enemies don't stand
that's still
a chance.
powerful, but yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. You're telling me that Nintendo's supposedly all-powerful console can't have her jump off his back
Well, he's
and
probably
walk
just gonna
around?
want that in the game design.
This game also supports game share. Even if
Dude.
only one player has
Dude,
the game,
dude, dude,
you can
dude,
quickly
dude,
share it to
dude.
another player so they can join on their own system.
That's cool.
It can also be shared locally to a Nintendo Switch system. Plus, you
What?
can play online between Nintendo Switch 2, those they can join on their own system.
What? Let me hear
This
this.
game also supports game share. Even if
Oh,
only one
it's the
player
game
has
share
game,
stuff.
Yeah, but
they
that's
can
sick.
quickly share it to another
That's
player
cool.
so they can join
Yeah.
on their own system. It can also be
But-
shared locally to a Nintendo Switch system.
But the Switch 1 can also do it.
Plus, you can play online between Nintendo Switch 2 systems
Oh,
using
no.
game share via game chat.
That's cool. I mean, the game, and not the game chat stuff.
Yeah.
Just the.
Keep in mind the game chat we saw frame dropping instantly with
Yeah,
that.
not the chat. The chat sucked,
Assist
especially
mode
the video
is the way
chat.
to play. It guides you in
Also,
right
the
direction.
Keep in mind I'm using a camcorder from 2015 and or like 2016.
Dude, also Seth, the Piranha Plant, the $70 Piranha Plant camera. You know that they did?
Yeah,
it's worse
the-
than the
the
original.
crazy
camera.
thing.
It's worse than the original.
Not surprised.
It's smaller and has like worse frame rate.
Well, how do you fit something
And it
into a
looks-
package like that?
I watched a streamer get it. And he was like, "This is." He was like, "This is garbage."
And more. Assist
We'll have
mode
to
supports your
investigate the
adventure
old
to be the
piranha camera after we're done with this because I have no idea what it looks like. So
calm you can be. Outside of the main game, there's a mode where you can carve stone using mouse controls called DK Artist. rotate to paint.
Are they Nintendo? What are you doing? What is happening?
Dude, they always gotta do this.
Like if you're gonna do this, just give us a Zelda Maker. If you're gonna give this much customization, or
I don't disagree
an
with you.
expanded Mario Maker, dude, I want to see fan levels that are actually.
What if you do just make a 3D Mario Maker?
Yes,
That'd be sick.
You have 10,000 engines you could use. You have Galaxy, you have Sunshine,
Galaxy
you have
is
64.
so good.
Sunshine is easily
Can you play Galaxy on the Switch or no?
no. Yeah, if you wanna spend money for
Oh, it's the online thing. Oh, jeez.
or buy the All Stars collection, which
Material. Or add some back on.
okay, this is looking.
You can even change the lighting and add delectable banana effects.
It feels like they're testing the waters with something here.
You're probably right.
Like they're
You're probably
clearly
right.
testing the waters with
Like
something
sculpting,
here.
some kind of sculpting thing. Or...
I don't think it's going to be a video game for a maker thing. I think they are testing something.
Give it a try and sculpt to your heart's
I
content.
mean, this is the problem.
Those look good.
This is the problem. You can make cool stuff, but you can't use it in game. That's the problem with this.
Yeah, if you could use it, if they did something where you could style and use something in game, that would be sick.
Yeah, like that's what you should
That's a
do.
good point.
That might be what they're testing. So players, don't be criticizing, or else
Yeah.
they'll never use it.
Yep,
Just
they'll
like
never
with
use
the
it
Zelda
again.
dungeon builder
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, yeah.
This game also supports amiibo accessories.
I didn't know.
Donkey Kong and Pauline
I didn't know amiibos was still a
figure
thing.
is
They're
also
still a
on the
thing.
way. Scanning it
Well,
unlocks
dude.
Pauline's.
Did you hear about the amiibo craze, dude? People straight up parked in freaking.
Oh, I know. I remember. I just thought they kind of died off a little bit.
Dude, they'll
Maybe
never
not.
die. Gimmicks never die.
Diva dress. By scanning the Donkey
Diva.
Kong
She's
series
a diva.
amiibo shown here,
And the saddest part about that is when you put the terms diva dress in there, you know the fans are gonna take regular Pauline, chuck that dress on her.
gold Kong tiles with explosive power
Classic.
will appear.
Dude, was that,
explosive power
Dude, we
will
got
appear.
Diddy. We got Diddy. And we got Dixie Kong. Right there.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, whoa. Whoa.
We got both of them. Now he's gonna throw it at Dixie Kong. Yep.
Every
She's
other
just like
amiibo released up to this
dazed.
point is also compatible.
Okay.
If you scan them, you'll get giant spheres.
The music
like these.
is
Interesting. That's a little too much for me, but
no kidding. Okay.
I love to sing more than anything.
Did you really have to put the lyrics to the Donkey Kong theme?
I like it, man.
Maybe if we get to the surface, you and me, we can make it more than a dream.
This looks shockingly good.
We're breaking through. Now I'm curious who sang this because I think I might know.
Join the powerful Donkey Kong and the talented singer Pauline as they set out on an adventure to the fabled planet core.
My own special power?
Not surprised.
What's that?
Same person who sang. There's the. How far have you gotten into Odyssey?
Donkey Kong Banaza.
Like over halfway.
Does that guy?
Available
Does that
July
guy kind of sound like
Donkey
the
Kong.
voice actor for Donkey Kong in the show?
Kong Bonanza.
It definitely
Available
does.
July
Little
17th,
bit.
only
Wait, is
on
that-
Nintendo Switch
I doubt that's
2.
him,
Pre-orders are available now
but-
on Nintendo eShop.
Wait, that comes
Donkey
out.
Kong and Pauline
That comes out incredibly soon.
Yeah, they're pounding it out, man. They're pounding it out. All right, we're gonna bring ourselves back up to full.
Okay, well, there's gonna be more people buying the Switch 2 just for that.
Yeah,
That looked good.
it looked
Not
good.
enough for me to buy the Switch 2, but it looked awesome. Just emulate it.
Yeah,
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
just emulate it, dude. Switch 2.
Switch 2?
Yeah, emulate Switch 2. Yeah, let's make Nintendo slam
Dude,
more
that
down
was-
on emulators.
That was way better than I thought it was gonna look.
Yeah, that was
Like even when
definitely-
we saw it, I was like, "That's pretty cool."
Yeah,
that was like they went.
Where's-
they did good with
Where's
that.
my Lanky Kong representation, man? Where's my Lanky
I
Kong?
would love-
Where's my
Obviously, I'd prefer they bring those
Tiny
boys
Kong
back,
and
but-
Chunky Kong and
Yeah,
Lanky
I
Kong
love
and
the-
Funky Kong.
Yeah, that's cool, but fortunately, we just have Pauline and DK.
Yep, and that's what's funny.
Pauline, interesting choice to have Pauline in there. with
Well,
him.
because Pauline was who he kidnapped in the arcade game.
Really?
Yeah, Donkey Kong did it. Yeah. Well, you'd actually learn that if you played more of Odyssey. They have a pretty interesting Donkey Kong reference that you'll see, if you know what I mean. Stay tuned for that if you get further in. There's some references to Donkey Kong.
That's cool.
Big ones. In fact, I think you get to play the arcade Donkey Kong in it, a segment that's like it.
Oh, that's
Yeah, there's some
sick.
crazy. Then there's a song in it called "Jump Up Superstar" that's sang by the same person who's singing "We're Breaking Through." So they just keep getting the same girl back all the time.
That was good, man. That was really good. I didn't expect it to be as good. Obviously, I never expected it to be as good.
It's just here's what's interesting about it. It's like you're locking
They
this.
made things a little bit too far. Like where
You
I'm just
went
like, I'm like,
nuts.
okay, this is kind of
You're going
insane.
nuts. I'm saying, like, at first I was like, okay, maybe this will be able to run it, but you've got a sculpting thing that's really detailed. You've got an environment that's destructible. You've got, like, this will not, dude, there will be hitches for sure with this. This is like, they are pushing the limits so far.
We'll find out, man.
They are pushing the limits so far that I'm thinking in my head, like, how is this thing going to run this? Because realistically, if you're doing a trailer, you're just playing it on a computer.
Yeah.
Like most of the time people do that. So the fact you're telling me the Switch 2 can have destructible environments, sculpting, form
dude,
changing.
Frickin' Muda was running it on
I just
Cyberpunk on it.
Yeah, but
that's demanding.
Cyberpunk is how old now?
Still though.
Like I know.
Have you played it? It looks insane.
Yeah, I mean I just didn't care enough about it.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of
I also
interesting aspects.
just didn't think the concept for me. I'd just rather play an open world game in modern times than the future, or the past. Because like if I want to play a futuristic game, I'd rather be in like ships flying around or something.
Yeah.
Like having space battles, not going in a cyberpunk city. I didn't even know the genre existed. Cyberpunk. It's like an actual genre. And I'm thinking like I can tell why I never got invested in any of this because it's
good.
literally just
It's a good game. I mean, it's definitely not an appropriate game.
It's just
I'll tell you that.
I don't even think the concept. It's like, oh, you're just in a slightly more futuristic city than now. But I don't want to be in a city. I want to go from planet to planet.
Yeah, I get that.
You know, like space opera
travel.
stuff. Yeah, space travel's cool.
I understand that.
But Cyberpunk is huge, dude. People think Cyberpunk is
Good.
one of the best games ever created.
I mean, like I said, it's a very adult. It's a very adult game. I'll say that.
Almost too far.
I would agree.
More
I would
than
agree.
almost too far.
Unneeded
But I
things, for
guess
sure.
I guess what I'm saying about Donkey Kong is I was thinking in my head, like I said, when I saw the water, I was like, oh, they could do a Sunshine 2. They could do a Sunshine 2.
Sunshine would be awesome.
Like, the first game's great, but in my mind, after I beat it, I was like,
I have a feeling their next Mario game is going to be so good.
they need to.
Like their next 3D Mario.
You know what I want? You know what I want for the next Mario game? No gimmicks. I like Flood. Cappy's okay.
Cappy's cool.
I don't really
I
care.
don't get the two-player aspect was kind of.
I mean, even
With
when I
Cappy was
played
kinda
it
like whatever,
by
but-
myself, I played it myself a little, and I was kind of like, I don't know, man. Sometimes I miss the days when you just jumped and you
I like
punched,
those- I like
you
those
punched
days, too.
guys.
I like those days
Like
too.
Flood was a cool experiment because it was just like the first time they ever did it, but then they just kept like riding the.
I thought I was going to
coattails
hate
of
Cappy,
gimmick,
but I
gimmick,
ended
gimmick.
up liking him. Or I ended up liking it.
Like I just want to play Mario. the way
But you
he
don't
was.
have to. You don't even really have to use Cappy a ton if you
Yes,
don't want to.
but I guess I'm saying don't even do that. Just
because
do
I only
normal
use him.
Mario.
I only use him like I'm sure there's moments where I could have used him and made stuff easier, and I
dude.
just jump.
Cappy would have. I just would have rather had no gimmicks at all. Even Flood. Like if I was doing another Mario, I'd just straight up go back to the basics where it was just.
Oh, me too.
I'd go up to. I mean, like I said, I do like Flood a lot, but
My favorite Mario, my favorite things in Sunshine are the bonus levels.
which is funny because you have
Not because I don't like Flood.
you have two sides. You have the sides that are like, and you can't even see my other hand, but two sides where it's like, I'm using the wrong hand, freaking viewfinders. Two sides. You have the sides that absolutely hate those levels. You have the sides that absolutely love those levels. Not hate them, but like think they're the most impossible things ever. But they're not.
I would
not that
play.
hard.
I would want It would be a dream for me if there was a whole game like that.
Oh, agreed. I think aesthetically,
Like a
musically,
dream for me.
even
Music was
design-wise.
incredible in those
Dude,
levels.
the acapella is some of the best.
Oh,
Absolute best. But my problem is you have these
I don't
freaking
see how you could
guys.
hate those levels. That's
Yeah, I don't get it.
That's
No one
wild to
actually
me.
hates those levels. I think it's more of a case of people are scrubs and need to get better. And that's a fact. It's like, dude, Mario Sunshine as a platformer, all you have to do, it's actually the easiest Mario game because you have to
you
just
have
get 7 stars in each one. So just every level. You don't even have to, you can skip a whole level.
yeah.
Like you can skip certain levels, and obviously speedrunner stuff comes into play, but even levels that look hard aren't that hard. They just aren't. You'll think in your head, "Oh, this looks really difficult."
It's funny because I always level. I turns out I level stuff that people think is too hard.
Yeah,
Like, you know
you-
that we have to do the watermelon and roll it down the hill.
Yeah,
People hate that one.
it's actually not that hard.
I love that
Realistically, all you have to do is just kill all the duck guys. I mean, and then just bring it down.
I love that.
Yeah,
that one.
it's not that hard.
The Pochinki one.
yeah, the
Pachinko.
freaking pachinko machine thing.
Love.
I don't
that
understand
one.
the
People
criticism.
hate that one.
I only skipped it because I was just like, I've done this 100 times, so I'm gonna do something different.
So I was looking up all these parts, and I was watching people like play it. I was watching a streamer play it for the first time, and not for the first time, but he was coming back to play it after a long time. And he was like talking about all those areas, and I was like, oh, everything he's saying is super hard. And the chat says sucks. I love.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't understand
It was
the
like
criticisms.
everything. I was like, dude, I can't wait for him to play. He was trying to skip the pachinko machine.
Yeah, I only did it out of I could do it. It wouldn't be that hard to do. But for some reason the invisible wall there was like an invisible wall. It felt like an invisible wall. It may be an emulator bug, but for some ungodly reason it wasn't letting me get in the pockets. It was like throwing me to the side, the game was. But I still would have done it, but I just wasn't in the mood. I was like, I want to do something else. I want to just beat this game quick. So I took whatever shortcuts I could to just hammer it out in a night, essentially.
Yeah. So it was funny that the watermelon part was
But
like
it's still
super
not that
entertaining.
difficult.
Everyone was like in the chat was like, "You got to do it. It's so hard," or like it sucks. And even the streamer was like, "You want me to do the suckiest ones?" I was like, "These are my favorite ones."
The suckiest ones. Same with Sandbird. It literally is just a little bit of trial and error. People say it's so hard. It's like, dude, just stay on the bird.
the chuckers. I love the chuckers.
Chucksters aren't actually bad. I only did what I did because I was like, well, it's 1 a.m. and I want to get.
Yeah, but
on
I'm
with
saying
this
like
crap.
I love that part, and
It's
they were
not
like,
even bad.
"Oh my god!"
All-
Everyone was like, "You got to do chucksters." He's like, that part sucks." I'm like, apparently every part that I love in this game, everyone hates.
Also, the Chucksters, all you have to do, I learned when I recently replayed it, it's not even RNG. It's literally just trajectories. If the Piantas are in a certain position, they'll throw you correctly. All you have to do is just trial and error it. That's all it is.
it's
trial
cool you
and
can be
error.
them in Mario Kart. by the
And
way.
that's the thing. That's how it's supposed to be. I don't know. I agree with the Mario Kart thing.
Not to, I was just throwing out because I saw that people streaming it. And
Yeah,
saw that it was-
Piantas, people also either hate Piantas or love them because they accuse Mario of doing all this stuff. But it's like, dude, they don't know who Mario is, okay? Why would they not be upset with him? It's stupid. But anywho, I guess what I wanted to say to sum it up is
Yep. What do you got? What are your ending thoughts?
I feel like those are the only things that are going to get me to buy your system, Nintendo, those 5 things.
yeah.
And if you don't give me them, I don't care. Like,
well, I know a new Pokemon game's gonna come out. We know that. Doesn't mean it's gonna be good. We just know that's gonna happen.
how about an accurate
Zelda? I know a Zelda's gonna come out. We just don't. Is it gonna be a new direction? Because they want a new direction with Donkey Kong.
Yes.
So maybe we'll get lucky. And
I'm
get a good
hoping and
Zelda.
praying. Yeah, I'm hoping
Honestly,
and praying.
if they did a legitimately good Zelda, I might buy it just for one. I might
Agreed.
only need that. If it's actually
Agreed.
a good Zelda, which I don't think it will be, but if it was,
People don't even like. You know what's funny? People started out on the side of the new system and new formula, but the second Echoes of Wisdom came out, they're like, "Why are you mixing these two?" Like people are now. There are people who don't like Echoes of Wisdom is mixed. Interestingly enough, like it's mixed, and that's because first off, you made Link a damsel in distress, which that's part of why people didn't like it. And I'm thinking, making Link a damsel and like getting captured,
what's that thing? Sorry,
that's
Yeah. I was just thinking about when he's like kind of pervy with Zelda. He's
oh
like,
yeah, you mean the best show of all time?
What does he say
the
in there
night
again?
looking good, princess, especially from this angle.
Oh. Anyways, sorry.
I'm sorry, that will always be
but
the funniest.
if they did a good Zelda, now Pokemon obviously, if it's a really good Pokemon, could get me to buy it. But I'm kind of like, I really just want it to be a good. Like it has to be
Yes.
a really, because I'm excited for the spin-off. Because the spin-offs are
Yes.
fun and interesting, and I can also play it on my Switch 1, so I'm definitely getting that.
You can do something different with
But
it
for
too.
the next mainline game, if it's not incredible, and this is the first time I've ever said this, I don't know if I'm gonna, because it's on the Switch too. I don't know if I would pick it up.
Yeah, it's like
unless it's years down the line.
like you
Because
really.
I always play the Pokemon as it comes out.
Yeah, you always did, and
I don't know if I can do that this time.
What's sad is
Unless people are like, this is the best
like the best Pokemon game
we've had in like a long
in a long time, and that's gonna be hard, dude. That's gonna be
As
difficult.
of right now, I have more fun playing Oris.
Yeah,
Honestly.
Game Freak. I mean, honestly, every single, even the original, is better than I would argue the OG.
Besides
Ruby
X,
Sapphire,
I think the last
OG.
really good one was X and Y, personally. But.
Yeah, well, that was because it wasn't. It also wasn't a remake. That's the thing.
Although I will give Arceus the spinoff. That was a great game. I'll give that. I'll give that to him too. But only because it was so like different.
People need different, dude. People need different, and
I don't think Scarlet and Violet was bad. I know I've said that, but I don't think it doesn't compete with Oris or
I'm just saying
X and Y even to me.
Nintendo, if you want me to actually care, you got 5 things. I'll even add a 6th, which they'll probably not do. An accurate GoldenEye remake.
Oh, that won't happen.
Like an accurate one. I like the Reloaded, but thankfully they don't own the Bond license.
Dude.
Thank God. Nintendo doesn't own the Bond license.
Anyway, like you said, I haven't had a good experience with Zelda in so long that if they made an actually good Zelda game with a cool Link and changed the atmosphere,
Yes.
that might actually make me buy one.
Make something
That'd be
cool.
like the only way.
Also change the gameplay. I don't need to climb up mountains like
Luckily, we can play the new. Oh,
and
true.
go sprinting as my stamina goes down.
Luckily,
I don't need a
the
stamina
new
bar.
spin-off Pokemon we're gonna get to play on our regular Switch.
Yes. See, that's the only reason why I'd be playing it.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't buy a Switch 2 for that.
But we should have known because they announced it anyway before the Switch 2 even came out. So I should have known it was going to be on the Switch 1 as well.
Yeah, because, I mean, that's the only...
I was kind of nervous though.
Yeah, they're not going to do that. I had even looked it up for you. They're not going to...
Anyway,
God
it's been
bless.
an hour.
Yeah.
God bless.
Yep.
See you next week.